Estate Radio Network with Mr. Texas Real Estate Jason Bible and Mr. California Investor Robert Orfino.
Yes.
Join us as Jason and Robert talk about the hottest real estate market in the country, the entire state of Texas. Learn why Texas is such a great market to invest in and why it could be strong for years to come. Get ready to talk all things Texas on your new home on the way to the office. Texas Real Estate Radio.
Welcome to the show, Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. It is Money Week. We're talking about money, how to get money for your deals. That's really what we're focused on, not necessarily making money in real estate, but it's getting money for your deals. So today we're going to talk about the process.
Whoa.
Well, wait a second. Slow down. There's a process here.
We're getting off a theory.
Yeah, it's not like just show up and become a gazillionaire, right?
Gotcha.
We're actually going to do a little teaching today, a little educating.
Gotcha.
So what's the process? Do you just show up to a bank and they say, yeah, we'll give you a pile of money to go buy some property? That's not really how it works.
No.
That's how they teach the seminar, right?
Right. Just, find a local bank. The local bank is going to have the cheapest money, and then you'll be getting money at 4%.
Yeah, it's so easy. Just walk in and say,
Just walk in.
Just walk in and go, hey, I've been listening to these guys on the radio, and they're kind of a bunch of clowns. And they said I just show up and then I went to a seminar.
And I paid $25,000.
I got a backpack.
And they said, go find a local bank.
Just go find a local bank, and here I am.
Here I am. Where's my money?
Here I am at Wells Fargo. Hey, let's bag on Wells a little bit. Hey, so I'm here at Wells. I hear you guys are really good at opening accounts.
Should I do that for each house?
Oh, if you guys don't know, Wells is in a bit of trouble. And I don't, truthfully, I don't think what they did was really that bad. They're the ones that got nailed for it. All of them do it, right?
Course,
opening all those accounts and all that other nonsense. And so it's, what did they finally get fined? It was something ridiculous.
It was pretty high, though.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a ridiculous fine that they got for it. I can't remember. We can pull it up during the break. But yeah, you just walk. Rob, look, I am feeling especially fun today, and I really want to have a conversation about how I become a senator in Montana while living here in Texas.
Right.
Do you have a program for that?
We do. And we're going to show you how to raise campaign dollars.
Here's my secret list.
Here's the list. Starts Wells Fargo.
So let's talk about this. All right, seriously.
You have my coffee?
Yeah, I'll get you coffee. So today we're going to talk about the process of money acquiring. What's a better way to put this?
Funding.
Getting yourself ready for funding.
Yes.
So you just don't show up at a bank and you're standing there in front of the lobby of the bank. By the way, there's a lot of banks out there, so you could literally do this all day long.
Yep.
Go from bank to bank to bank, and then realize
that would be a horrible day because that would be very discouraging.
Yeah, it's just the least amount of time I can spend in a bank is time well spent. So, can I help you, sir? Are you here to open an account? No, I don't want to open an account. I'm trying to get $5 million. You guys have $5 million back there? Whoa, hold on, cowboy.
We don't do that in this branch.
Oh, that's classic.
We don't do that in this branch.
We don't do this at this branch.
Yeah.
We only make sure you pay your overdraft fees.
Right. You have to call San Francisco.
So how do you get ready? How do you prepare yourself to borrow money to buy real estate?
Well, first is always the self-audit. Like whatever we do in this business, you have to really take a good hard look at yourself, which is my favorite line, to thy own self be true, right? And you got to say, okay, so where's my FICO at? Your FICO score is an indication of how well you repay your debt.
Yes.
Right? That is what it is.
Yeah.
And it includes a whole bunch of other things, but it is a snapshot, a really quick number for a lender to look at to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And yes or no to have the conversation.
Right, yeah.
Not final approval.
Right.
Let's have the conversation. He's at 700. Let's have a conversation. He's at 550. There's no conversation here.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. No matter how great the deal is.
Right. You're at 660. This is a one-way conversation. And so we always talk about getting as close to anything over 770 and that 800 range. You can actually have a conversation.
Yes.
It'll be back and forth, and you can negotiate a little bit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
From that 660 to 750, it's a one-way conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mr. Bible. Here's the LOI. Take it or leave it.
Right. Yeah.
And then anything 650 and below, then you're out there working with folks that are going to specialize in getting risky lenders loans,
Mm-hmm.
and those are, of course, very expensive.
And you'll hear the term special finance. That's the term.
Special financing available.
Yeah, special financing available.
Yes.
So, which is not, I mean, and it's not a deal killer. Like, if your credit's terrible, you can always fix that, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I'm going to put this out there. You can do real estate with no money or no credit, all that sort of stuff. It's not easy.
And it takes about 5 years.
And it does take a while to figure it out, right?
7 years into this business, I finally figured that out.
Yeah. And yeah. So then you start asking the question, like, what's easier, to fix my financial house of cards,
Right.
or to figure out how to do it without any money or credit? And I'm like, just double up on your job.
Yeah.
Figure out the credit issue.
Drive Uber on the weekends.
Yeah.
Pay your, we're going to have Merrill here in May,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to blow people away.
Oh, it's going to blow
It
their
is going
minds.
to. I think we're like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's going to blow people away. But he'll mention, and he'll for sure tell you, just the simple fact of paying your credit on time, not early.
Yeah.
You get no bonus for being early.
That's right.
You have to pay on that time,
Mm-hmm.
and that will help. Looking at your credit score, when my wife and I went through this whole process with Merrill, she had discrepancies in her Social Security numbers
Oh, interesting.
and different birthdays.
Huh.
Maybe it wasn't Social Security. It was her birthday, and it was her birthday. I had my credit report shown that I haven't had a job since 1997.
Oh. That's pretty funny.
And then I had 11 addresses on it.
Oh,
6 aliases.
Huh.
So all I had to do was clean that nonsense up, and
Mhm.
I saw a big jump.
Mm.
I immediately got into the 700s
Mm.
just by cleaning up that mess.
Mhm.
Right? But most people aren't going to go through that process, right?
Right.
And then, again, buyer beware of those people who come down and they show up at the meetings. I can fix your credit in 30 days. It's like, yeah, no, I know what you're going to do. You're going to dispute some things, which get it pulled off your report for a 60-day period, and then you apply for the loan, and then the stuff goes back in there. Right?
Right.
That's just, it's a horrible way of
It's
doing
a gimmick. It's a little gimmicky, right?
It is for sure gimmicky, and it's that desperation thing, right?
Mhm.
It's like, oh my God, I'm at 520, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can get you to 600, no problem. I'll get you a 150-point jump for 30 days because you're just you're just disputing the discrepancies,
Right.
pulling them off the credit bureau reporting, rerunning your credit report, and saying, oh, look how great it is.
Mhm.
And then you try and squeeze in the loan in that period, which is why. Getting off a little tangent here.
Yeah, that's all right.
The underwriter for all this stuff is nobody's friend.
No.
The underwriter's job is not to give you a loan.
Oh, it's to say no.
It's to say no.
Yeah.
It's to protect the asset of the bank or whoever
Right.
has the money. The underwriter's job is to turn you down,
Mm-hmm.
not to approve you.
Yeah.
And so they want to find every single reason, every question, every single thing that might be a reason to turn you down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're the gatekeeper of the money.
Yeah, it's classic risk management. If I can't find a no, then I guess it's yes.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't understand that.
No, they think the underwriter's my buddy, and I'm going to, in the way the loan officer makes it sound, hey, we just got to send this over to underwriting. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
We'll get
it's
this
cool.
cleared up. And I think, based off your numbers right here, I'll give you a preliminary. You're good to go.
Yeah, it's like that's not how risk
That is
management
not
works.
how
It's not
it
how
works
risk
at
management
all.
works at all. It's let's throw up all of the things that could go wrong.
Right.
I've had this conversation with a couple of folks over the last week or two, and they're like, "Well, you don't want to put out like the bad news in the universe, and because then it could come true." And I'm like, "Look, you don't understand. That's not how healthcare. That's not how risk management works." And that's my background, right?
Right.
And my background has always been, let's put all the awful scenarios on the wall. And then how are we going to manage those things? How can we turn the proverbial lemons into lemonade, right?
Right.
So how do we make lemonade out of this thing? And if you can turn enough of those things into lemonade, then, and if those are the worst case scenarios, you're going to be fine.
Yep.
You're going to be fine. So it was that classic Trump thing, which of course before everybody started hating on Trump, he was
a genius before he ran for president.
Yeah, that's right. He was an absolute genius before he ran for president. Classic Trumpism, where he said, if you can manage the downside, if you know all the downside, the only thing that's left is the upside.
Yep.
And it's a great way to do business. Because like, how many different ways can this fail? And then let's put in some stopgap measures to get us back on course. Now, there may be some things that are just so absolutely horrendous you can't do anything. Like we're looking at a house right now that is absolutely insane. It's a crazy looking house. And the first question is, does the HOA allow Airbnb? Because if they allow Airbnb, this house is like right up our alley.
Yep.
But if they don't, it kills the deal. I mean, like we just move on.
Yeah. And the HOA secretary said no. For a nonsense reason. But they're clearly against it.
Right.
So, okay, we're done.
All right, bye. See you later.
Yep.
We'll move on to the next deal. But one of the things I fear is that, and it's not just a money-related issue, it's also a real estate business issue, and you hear this all the time, where and we talked a little about this last week, where it's the gotta haves, right? I gotta have a deal, I gotta do this, I gotta get experience.
Really
even if I don't make any money, I gotta do this deal. Like, no, you don't understand. That's not good risk management. You're scaring me. You're gonna lose a lot of money. Like, trust me on this one, because I've seen it a million times, right? Let's make good decisions here. Let's figure out all the issues. We got bad credit. Let's go fix the credit.
Right.
We don't have any money. Let's go fix the money issue.
Put a little war chest together.
Yep.
Go out and get your first deal. You need 6 months reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go get your 6 months reserve. Put it in the bank. Yeah. Uber pays.
But I will tell you this: you will thank yourself 5 years from now.
Oh,
your future self will thank you making some of these, and it's always the start, right? It's the start of the process that's the hardest part.
It's the 2 steps backward before you can take that 1 step forward. And that's the hardest thing in this business.
Oh, absolutely. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk more about the process of getting some money. It's Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
2-minute break.
See that building out there? That yellow building out there?
Yeah.
I thought that was a giraffe.
Oh, wait, what yellow building?
Out there. This is right here. It's at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Beyond.
Yeah.
I thought that was a giraffe on that wall there.
It's a C and an H.
It's a CH. I've been looking at it and going like, and every morning I sit here and in my head I'm like,
we'll let everybody see, so everybody can see what our view is like.
In my head, every morning I'm saying, I spy with my little eye a giraffe.
Why is it not focusing?
The light change maybe. Oh, there it is. You're getting it.
Yeah, so that's our view out of the windows.
And I think that, and I drove by the other day because you told me to go out that way to get to the office. It's like CH. I'm like, that's so disappointing. I thought it was a giraffe.
Claridge House. It's
the
name of the street.
I'm sure, yeah.
Sir?
Yeah. It's a short break. Hey, guys, if you're watching us, thank you very much. Give us some likes and loves. Please give us some likes. We really appreciate that. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below.
1 minute.
I'm going to open up my feed so I can play along with you guys at home. You want to pull up the chat? See if anyone's talking.
Let me see here.
I'm going to go right to my feed here.
Well, a giraffe.
That's hilarious.
The giraffe?
It's a giraffe.
I'm like, I spy with my little eye a giraffe.
I never looked at it that way, but as soon as I saw it, I went,
my brain's a little off.
10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back. This is Robert Orfino, my partner and friend Jason Bible. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network, and we're talking today about getting started with your funding. And this is a big, big thing we're going to be talking about this weekend. We go into it in great depth. But the one point I want to make is after you've got your FICO up, and a lot of people out there are probably saying, I only do asset-based loans. I don't need to worry about my FICO.
Oh, we are going to blow this thing to pieces. So a lot of people say, I'm looking for asset-based lenders. In other words, they lend on the security of the actual asset. And I tell folks, I'm like, there's no such thing as a real asset-based lender. Right. There are none. Now, they'll tell you all the time, oh yeah, we're asset-based.
We're asset-based. That's what we do.
Yeah, this is you can bring us a really great deal. We do the deal, and I'm like, no, they will run your credit. They want to see your net worth, even in big. So let's say you were taking down a $30 million apartment complex.
Yep.
They're going to want to see your personal financials. I don't care what
2 years tax returns.
Yeah, 2 years tax returns. The
your
whole
thing. Schedule of real estate.
The schedule of real estate is always a giant nightmare for me to put together. But so when you because I don't update it enough. That's a problem. Like nobody asked for it for 6 months, and then you're like, oh geez, now I got to go find all this stuff. So the real challenge is I'm buying a $30 million apartment complex for 20, and they're just going to give me the money. I'm like, you have no idea.
Right, that's not how it works.
I totally understand that's what you got sold from the guru at the front of the room, but that's not how the real world works.
There's actually no, I won't mention them. But anyway, we are dealing with hard money lenders up in New Jersey. This asset-based company said, and of course we got the underwriting and my wife read it.
Yeah. And
she said, this isn't asset-based at all. This is personally guaranteed, and they're doing a hard pull on your FICO. They want to see your bank statements. It's like, this is all about me. And it always is.
That's right.
So it was a very rude awakening for me about 5 years ago. We started flipping houses back in New Jersey, and I was like, oh, wow, this is all nonsense. It's not real. It's all about me and my FICO.
That's
because
right.
Your FICO is an indication of how well you repay your debt. You have a low FICO, that means you don't pay your debt very well.
Yeah. I'll tell you one that I thought was so funny is, we've got this 30-unit apartment complex, and the bank is asking, well, Jason, how many 30-unit apartment complexes have you done? And I'm like, none. This is my first one. Well, I don't know. And we've done 500 houses. I mean, does that not count for something?
Right. So if we divide by 30, we've done 12 and a half. So
yeah, that's right. So well, how many 30-unit apartment complexes you done? I'm like, well, I told you this is like the first one. It's so fun, and I know we're going to be going through the struggle that, well, Jason, how many 200-unit RV parks have you done? Well, no, this is the first one. I don't get any. I got a little grace here on my first one. Come on, man. So it's working with banks and all that's absolutely hilarious.
And you know what? Let's not make it sound like we've somehow figured it out. We have a ringer.
Yeah.
We have a ringer for the RV parks and the trailer parks. We just bring him in, put him on the operating agreement, and say, this is our partner. This dude's done it for 15 years.
Yeah, thousands of units, right?
And he's like, hell, boys, I'll go and do it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go right now. And then we get all fed up and say, you know what? We're just going to raise private money and we'll let you refinance this. And then the bank goes, whoa, hold on, man.
Hold
on.
Who's this guy again?
It's so like dating. It's so funny.
It really, really is. And that's why yesterday we talked about relationships and understanding what hard money can. Every hard money lender can do a single family flip.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So that's easy. It's getting into the who can do an 8-unit, who can do a 12-unit, who can do 4 houses on one property. That all those little nuances that outside of that normal sort of cookie cutter business.
Who can do an 8 or a 10-unit in the middle of like a sort of residential, sort of commercial area,
right? And
everything looks like it's a tear down. Like who can do that deal, right? I mean, we're not talking about apartment a 10-unit in River Oaks,
right?
So of course everyone was, oh yeah, man.
And who's going to fund the worst block in Galveston?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Who's doing that?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
No. That's why when we were talking yesterday, I'm like, I'd rather work with lenders who are real estate investors because they go down there and they look up, this isn't that bad.
Right.
And you're like, this is kind of a nightmare. And they go, no, it's not that bad. It's be a pretty sweet deal.
So you got your FICO. You're in a decent state there. Yep. You got a little bit of a war chest. You have a reserve. That's always important. You've made a debt into your debt, right? You start paying that down. We have a guy who joined Big Game Hunting. He's such a good guy. right? And he went through a little challenge in his life. And I don't need to tell you his story, but he came out of it in debt, max credit cards, and with a bad credit score. But he's in a field that he can work every Saturday and Sunday if needed, and he has been. I'm like, how you doing? He's like, hey, man, paying down debt. I see the credit start going up. I'm like, good, man. I know we're 18 months into this. He's 18 months. He still hasn't bought a house.
That's okay.
Right? I'm like, but you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to grab all the OT I can get this summer, and I should have my credit cards down to, less than 50%. I'm like, perfect. And the next 6 months about your war chest, just getting $20,000 in the bank. You do that, you can execute. And it will take him 2 years to get his first duplex. But once the first one's done,
he's just going to keep knocking them out.
He's just going to keep knocking them out, right? So he started 2 years behind everyone else.
Yeah.
And it must be challenging for him because he comes to my house for brunch, or he's on the webinars in our little mastermind groups, and we're talking about apartments and Airbnb, and everyone's excited, and people are doing it, and he's just plugging right along.
Yeah.
God bless him for it, right? Because for sure he's going to win.
Oh, he's absolutely going to win. He's
18 months in, he's still plugging away. He's a winner.
And guys like that you can't. This is great. Chris Funk told me this one time. You can't play guys like that out of the market. Like you can't run those guys out of business, right? Because you just keep plugging away.
Yep.
You're back there toiling away. I'm going to get this fixed.
Right.
And then the problem is too. Here's what you're really creating. This guy's going to be an absolute animal.
Right.
Like once he gets all his stuff sorted out and he builds that foundation, it's like, okay, cool. I bought one duplex. Let's buy 7 next month, and then just going to be an absolute animal. So, if you guys are listening to this and you're like, man, I don't have much money, I don't have much credit, it's like that's totally fixable.
Right.
Over a 2 to 3 year period. Even the worst case stuff is totally solvable.
It doesn't look like it today.
No, it looks like a nightmare today.
That's the problem, right? You've got to have a little bit of a vision and discipline.
Yeah. People overestimate what they can do in 12 months, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 years.
Yes.
I was having that conversation yesterday. I'm like, this I don't even recognize this life. We've only been doing this for 6 years, and just not in my wildest dreams, right?
Right.
And that's totally attainable for anybody. But it's not going to happen in 12 months. You got to plug away the first year or two, right? So the process is, all right, so I always like to start with the personal financial statement because it's black and white. What am I really worth? And some people, they don't want to look at that because they equate their net worth with them as people, right?
Yes.
It's like this is
their financial worth is their personal, and it's not.
This has nothing to do with you, man.
Yeah.
It's like, look, it is what it is. We can fix this, but we've got to start somewhere.
Yep.
We got to start with a FICO score. We got to start with a personal financial statement. Put together a little balance sheet.
Right.
So I do a balance sheet, a little income statement. All right, this is what the household has. And then now we can start the process of, okay, what do we do next? What does a lender want to see from me in order to go forward on a deal, regardless of how great the deal is?
Right.
Because when a lender, if you're very strong, I'll tell you right now, this will be a little secret. If you're really strong, a lender will give you anything.
Yeah.
But if you're not, and most people fall in that in between, you've really got to figure out what's the best way to work with these lenders. When we get back from the break, we'll talk more about that. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
It's a 4-minute break.
Good. Glasses. People are commenting.
Will wants to do. I am amazed, Will. You are actually commenting on my Facebook.
Oh.
So much for being undercover, bro.
Can we mention his name?
Yeah, look, it's
there he is.
There he is, right there. I told you, man. That guy is like saving my life right now. Maybe I shouldn't mention that. I'm supposed to hook up with Brand at some point too. We haven't gone to lunch or happy hour in like probably.
You don't want to go down the beach and fight people?
Oh, I could go down the beach. I would love to go down there.
I saw that. I'm like,
it's awesome.
I want to go.
Awesome.
I've got some things pent up. I think I might want to go down to the beach and take care of that.
It's a good group of dudes down there.
Where does he go?
They own Brand, if you're watching, do you guys still own that beach house down there? He's got a couple beach houses down there.
Nice.
But I don't know if he still owns them. Sometimes the students own. Yeah. We got our 4. We got 4 beach houses. You guys want to go down there? It's in Surfside, so you don't have the.
I ran the numbers. Excuse me, but I ran the numbers last night for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh my gosh! I bet it's crazy.
It's between $279 and $379 a night.
Holy cow!
So we've got to get.
Yeah,
Vámonos, amigos.
Yeah, that's right.
We got to put some new couches in, get some paint up there.
Oh my god!
And we are on the clock, man.
Yeah.
We are gonna be renting that stuff by Memorial Day. The Friday before, we are gonna be up and running for business.
$300 a night.
We're gonna make $30,000 in the month of July.
So,
my
so I'm
God.
getting all this flack from like friends and family.
Oh.
Like, so you own all these beach houses now. So when we going down, I'm like,
Yeah. November.
Yeah. March, February.
February is a great time.
We'll go down in February. But it's cold and there's nothing going on. Exactly. Yes. That's
Oh my God. And I had a lender say, yeah, I don't know about this Airbnb thing. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's going to take a little bit. You need a learning curve. That's fine. But I'm going to make $30,000 in the month of July. I was blown away by those numbers. And I don't care if I got to drive down there every day and flip the laundry myself, man. I'm like, 30 grand. This is amazing. Hey, guys, if you're watching, thanks again. We really appreciate it. Give us some likes and loves. And if you could share, please share this. Who's watching? Blake, please share this. If you just share this to your Facebook feed, share it to your group, that'd be great. We'd really appreciate that.
Tim, you and I hadn't chatted in a million years.
Hey, Brian's watching from Missouri. Hey, Brian.
Awesome.
Brian, did you ever hook up with that lender, dude? He is hot for trot for Missouri. So, for sure, make sure you reach out to Donnie. He wants some business out there in Missouri. And, Brian, if you could share this, you got a big following. We'd appreciate that. Anyway, and if you're not watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button below. And at some point when we get our YouTube stuff up and running, we'll bribe you with something. We'll give you something free. Or
1 minute.
We got to get stuff like this.
Oh, we need more swag.
Lisa handed me this last
Yeah,
time.
we'll wear
These are
anything.
wicked.
We'll wear and drink out of any cup. So
she hands me these. I'm like, man, these are awesome. You know what I like about the bottom? It's cork. So when you got the music going,
is that
in
a trick
truck,
to make me turn it over? And look
yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, it's great because then when you got the music up in your truck, it's not rattling.
Mm-hmm. The problem is, it doesn't matter how many of them you give to me; they're all going to wind up in my wife's car on the seat because they're all disposable. She throws them down. Yeah.
I got some rocks rolling around somewhere in the back of my truck.
Nice.
10 seconds.
Dude, I started going through those YouTube clips yesterday, and I'm like, oh, this is going to take all freaking day. It's awesome, isn't it? Oh, I like it, Tim. Tim, you're in Florida, right? Welcome back, Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We got a nice note here from Tim.
Yeah.
Motivation Monday. Started the week with no private. What did he say here? I started the week with 0, and now I've got a private lender on a flip. Sounds like a new.
All for Motivation Monday.
Motivation Monday.
There you go.
So, what was your tip for Motivation Monday? To send people some text. Why don't you explain that for those folks who didn't listen to the Monday show?
So, forget Monday. Every day you've got to communicate with people. And I got zinged with a little slap this week from a private lender who said, hey, you need to communicate more. I'm like, God, I'm on the radio. I'm doing Facebook Live, but not in his way, right?
Right.
So what I learned from Casey Eberhardt.
We will have Casey here in
Casey's
Houston.
coming in June.
And you guys, everyone who is listening is required to go. He is absolutely amazing. He is our coach, our business coach, if you will.
I just invited him.
Okay.
What Casey taught me, his stick is like the ideal networker or something like that. He does multi-level marketing along with tons of investing. He owns lots and lots of companies. One day we really need to get his sort of chart of accounts to see how many businesses he owns.
I asked some people. They said, "Hey, who's kind of your go-to business coach guy?" And I said, "This is him." And they started watching some of the Facebook stuff, and they're like, "He talks a lot about network marketing." I'm like, "The dude is a partner in probably 2 or 3 dozen companies. He's got his hands in all." I was like, "Trust me, just start following him." He's a very stealth version of Gary Vaynerchuk. It's actually successful.
Yes, yes. Not to say that Gary's not successful.
No, yeah, but I mean,
so
anyway.
The world's desperation is the world's worst cologne.
Yeah.
Right? It stinks, and you can
Mhm.
smell it from a mile away.
Mhm.
You're in those RIA clubs, and here comes someone's desperate. You're like, uh-oh, don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. It's like, hey, I heard you do lending. Kinda, yeah. Well, I got this great deal, and I've been looking for money for about 60 days. It's not a great deal.
It's not a great deal.
But here's a guy who comes up to me out of the blue and asks me for $400,000, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know you.
Hey, we ain't getting married, sweetie.
We've got to start a relationship before you're gonna
slow this down.
Yeah. So the key in this business is to keep developing relationships and keep staying in front of people, right? And so every day you need to take 5 to 10 minutes out of your schedule and just go through your phone and text people, right? And here's how I do it for the group. So we do networking at our groups, and everyone's like got their business cards out. I'm like, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Rick, why don't you play along? Take out your phone, and I know you
Rick's
have a club.
Rick's our producer, by the way. Folks,
yep, Rick's our producer, and he's the only one we're trying to make laugh. This is our goal every day.
We're just here to entertain Rick.
We're just entertaining Rick.
You do it well.
So, Rick, just pick 1 or 2 people on the list that are in that association and stuff that you do, and just let them know, hey, I want to let you know I appreciate you, and we haven't talked in a while, and I'm looking forward to getting together and talking, the technical stuff that you like. And if you do that every day, right? If your list is 100 people and you just hit 2 or 3 every day, people will remember you.
That's right.
And then I'll do the add-on. I'll do this one, Rick. Okay. So let's say you do 3 people in your network. Just do 1 person in that immediate circle. A mother, a father, a wife, a husband, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, a daughter, a son, a grandson, a granddaughter. Text them every single day, just 1 or 2 people. Text them and just say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you. I love you and I appreciate you. Because that's free. It costs nothing. And so many of us never even think about doing it.
Yep.
So get your good vibes out there. Pay it forward. Let the universe and let God know that, hey, man, I'm trying to be a good person here. And I'm just going to give a little bit of love out there. At the same time, while you're doing business, and you're going to touch 3 or 4 people to say, hey, Will, it's been a while. Love to grab lunch with you. Let's see if we can do something together, or let's just go ahead and compare notes and talk.
Yeah.
And if you get in the habit of doing that every single day, it doesn't have to be a 30 people. It doesn't have to be a 36 touch program and all that other stuff. You just got to text a few people to say, hey, I'm still in real estate. Are you still in real estate?
Yep.
Let's do business together.
Yeah, let's have a chat.
And it will come back to you, your phone, and it takes a while, but it'll just be back and forth.
I'll tell you, it's, just, hey, what's going on?
Right.
I get a message every now and then. I'll send a message out. What are you guys up to? I'll reach out to Brant. I don't know what that was, last week. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, hey, what's up with you? And we'll end up doing something. I mean,
I have 1 seat left.
Oh, that's right. Give out your text number.
So if you guys want to text me and say, hello, Rob, we appreciate you, that's great, man. I'll take all those good vibes, right? It's 281-401-9008. 281-401-9008. And I have 1 seat left for a private lender.
Okay.
I need to know that you're really a private lender, and I want to be. I want to learn. No,
you're a private lender. Learn how to wholesale.
Right now, there's 3 of us driving down to the hunting grounds on Friday.
This is all day Friday.
It's going to be an 8 to 6 type deal, 8 to 6:30 or so. We'll do a Bucky stop, and we'll stop at one of those bars down there and grab lunch. But we're going down, and one of my lenders said, "Hey, I want to come down." I said, "Great." Then I let another folks know and got an email. Hey, I'm in. So we got 1 more spot left. If you're a lender, and we know most of you, and you've been in my office, and we've talked. Hey, man, let's go down.
Let's go down to the hunting grounds.
Let's go and spend a day with lenders and talk about lending and talk about our war stories and what we've made the best on and how we best structure deals. That's what we do, right? And the only reason I got that is because I put it out there and I communicate with people. And I see them, I stop, I wave, I say hello, come on up to the office type deal.
You know what's funny? I know exactly where this is going. I can already see. We're going to have a caravan like once a month. Hey, when you guys going down to the hunting grounds? Like, all right, well, let's go. Oh, I don't have any room in the truck. Oh, I'll drive.
Yeah.
This could be like this networking, 3-hour networking event.
Yeah.
Drive down there, hang out in the hunting grounds.
We'll buy that's that one Keller agency that bought their own bus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that could be us.
We could borrow the bus. Do you think we can get Lance? Hey, Lance, you need to buy a bus, man.
We'll get Lance to sponsor the bus.
Yeah. You do a presentation. It'll be fine.
So part of this, guys, is communicating. I definitely got smacked around this week from someone because I wasn't communicating the way he wanted me to communicate. So I'm going to rectify that today. And I also just reminded me to make sure I'm communicating with the folks that we're doing business with a little bit better. You always want to grow. You always want to take that criticism and improve and take action on it. So when we get back, we're going to keep going on how to get this all moving for you, how to start working with lenders and bankers and all that good stuff. This is Robert Orfino with Jason Bible. This is Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
Two-minute break.
So, I don't know how to break this to you, but I probably found another apartment complex, but I don't think we're ready for it yet.
How big is it?
Just say it's under 50 units.
Well, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to get 90 days with a 60-day, all filing extension already built in.
Yeah.
She's in Italy right now, but she'll give us the syndication docs in a day, and they're pretty standard. They're cookie cutter.
Right,
just fill in the blanks. We've got it. We'll file it, and we'll start raising money.
Yeah.
What's the cost on it?
God, I have to go back and look. I just looked at the deal, and I was like, I like this deal. I got the trailing. Well, they sent me the trailing 12. So I got the 12. I want to say it was
here in Houston or somewhere else.
No, it's in Houston.
Okay.
80, 90 grand NOI.
A door?
80, no.
Oh,
80, 90 grand NOI. It was a decent little deal. And I think they are a little under market rent. And it's not a big rehab. It's just,
great. Let's go.
So
1 minute.
Send it over. This time we'll do it right. We'll get that immediately 90 days with 2 extensions built in. So everyone knows, hey, this could take 150 days. Instead of getting pressured on and on. When are you going to close?
Yeah, when you're going to close.
When you're going to close. You keep pushing it, he's going to have a heart attack.
That's our Russian agent. She's great.
she knows her stuff.
So you guys stop scooting around. Just take this deal down.
I spent last night before I went to bed just totally ruining the Avengers movie. I won't tell you any spoilers, but I know how it all ends.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do in life. I don't care about the spoilers. I want to know the story.
Yeah.
But it came out in Europe. So all the reviews are like this Polish guy, this Australian guy, Chinese guy, and I'm like, what's he? What? Wait, what? What?
You start reading it, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Oh yes, he shoots arrow.
He shoots arrow, bad guy dies. Welcome back, Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Rob was talking about the reviews for Avengers.
This is a huge 4 days.
Yeah.
Tonight, NFL draft.
Yes.
Right, which is now turned into almost something as big as the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's so much fun to watch.
Oh my God, my team goes 6th and 17th, New York Giants. So it's a rough night for us. It's gonna be a tough night for me because I'm a big Eli fan, but I think it's time. Anyway,
is it the line or is it Eli? That's what I can't figure out. I watched that offensive line.
How long can you? Now he's 38, so
you can't get beat up like that. Tom Brady doesn't get beat up like that.
Right,
that's the reason he can play.
Right, and Roethlisberger didn't either. Right, so he just final extension. Anyway, got that. Then Endgame.
Yeah,
which is already one of the #1 movies of the year.
I'm a huge pre-sales. Absolutely love Robert Downey Jr. I think he's so fantastic. So I'm just going to see it just for him. Like, I'm not. We need like an Iron Man 6 at this point. It's
absolutely.
Just keep him coming, brother. Just keep him coming.
And so that's coming out. And then the Battle of Winterfell.
Oh.
So this is, I got to figure out where I'm getting my steps in. Because there's a lot of viewing going on. And I'm not one of those people like sits on the couch all the time, but these days I have been because I get up early and it's like between 5 and 6 yesterday. I must have got 15 phone calls and 10 text messages, and I just did not have the brain capacity to respond to one.
I was getting all of them too. I'm like, what is going on? Do we really have to address this right now?
Okay, I got it, Michael. Thank you. I don't need to bring the projector. Fine. Thank you. Okay. Hey, tonight I'm in Pasadena.
Oh, so if you guys want to see
Yeah.
Rob live, he'll be in Pasadena. Where is that?
It's at the Hampton Inn right off the Beltway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to talk about what tonight?
This is still short term. Tonight we're talking about short term rentals, not Airbnb.
Okay.
We're talking about working with oil workers and
Mm-hmm.
people who come to Houston on a 90-day job or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Okay.
But anyway, big weekend. Big weekend.
So I'm still catching a lot of shade, as the hip kids say, for this whole Game of Thrones thing. And they're like, you've got to watch it. And I'm like, dude, it's 70 hours of content. Like, I don't.
It's probably 80 with all the everything.
With all the stuff, it's like, you've got to start watching. I'm like, okay, I will somehow wedge this into my life with all the other stuff I got going on right now.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No.
Everybody keeps, but I feel like.
There's dragons and everyone dies.
Well, yeah, that's
I just
great.
read it for you. There you go.
Well, I think it sounds great.
It is.
It
It is really, really good. And what's really good is going back and seeing how horrible it was in the first 2 seasons, how soap opera-y it was versus how action-based it has become.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And how everyone had big wigs on now and then not so much anymore, right?
Huh.
So the production value is just phenomenal.
Yeah, they're making so much money. It's got to
Right.
be.
And it'll be there forever and ever.
Yeah, that's interesting. So getting.
But that doesn't get you any money.
Yeah, that doesn't.
That doesn't get you funded.
Yeah, that will not help you raising money. That's not a part of the process.
No, not at all.
That's kind of like, hey, Jason, let me tell you how I network. I like to, or how do I do bonding and rapport? If you like fishing, I like fishing. Now we're buddies, and I'm like, that's not how it's going to work with a banker. It's not how it works with your lenders. It's not. That's not part of the process.
Right.
Like, we still have an objective part of this process where we've got to figure out what's your net worth, what's your credit look like.
Right.
Now so really what we're doing, and when I teach, actually next week is the Private Lender Summit on Tuesday. And I talk about this when we're training lenders. Like, there's 2 elements to a deal. It's the borrower and the asset. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite questions to ask is, what's the most important piece? Mm-hmm. And everyone gets it wrong. They say the asset's the most important. I said, really? Because I've lost money on a deal, but my lenders have never lost money. Right. I've written that check at closing. I wrote a $250,000 check at closing. It was awful.
You lost money?
I lost a lot of money. It was a single-family house. I lost a ton of money on it. But my lenders didn't. So the borrower is extremely important.
Yeah.
It's almost like the asset doesn't matter if you've got a really fantastic borrower. And people kind of look at me and I'm like, well, would you give a crackhead $1 million? No, absolutely not. Yeah. No matter how great the deal is. Right. Would you give a crackhead $1 million? Right. No, I wouldn't do that. Exactly. That's the point, right? So you've got to go through a process where you look like a good borrower. You got good experience. You've got. So let's talk a little about the experience piece.
Right.
Let's say you have never done a deal before.
Never
done a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But you're, let's say, a Six Sigma project manager in oil and gas.
Great.
Do you think you can handle a single-family house rehab and Airbnb and all that? Probably a lot of what I like to call translational experience, right?
Yes.
Translates quite easily into real estate. Now, if you are a barista at Starbucks, probably not a lot of. There's probably some elements that translate into real estate, but probably not a whole lot, right? So
you make a really good cappuccino for the open house.
Oh man, the open house is gonna be killer.
Right. Instead of making a heart, you'd make a little house in the foam.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That'd be great.
Not to talk to, but I mean, just like
no, I get it.
Like there is some experience. So for those of you who are new and you've got a really good financial picture, there's some experience that you're going to need at some point. Something that translates to something that tells a lender, yes, I can complete this project, right? Because that's really what they're asking. And we've worked with a whole bunch of lenders, and the first question a lender asks is, have you done this before? And what's the likelihood of something bad happening?
Right.
And you're like, well, we've experienced X, Y, and Z. This is what we've done in the past, but this could happen or that could happen. We're not sure, but can you handle the downside? That's really the question they're going to start asking. So if you don't have that experience, if you don't have that management experience, that project management experience, then you're probably going to have to partner with somebody that does.
We tell people, get your first 3 done as fast as possible.
Yeah, get your first 3 houses.
And I don't care if they're yours or they're someone else's.
Just get your name on a piece of paper.
Get your name on the operating agreement or on title, and if you need to work for free or work for the payday, then do it.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to get 3 done as quickly as possible. You want to have a track record. You want pictures. You want stories. You want all that stuff. And you got to run out there and get your 3. Starting, and remember we said this can be a very lonely business.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you're starting alone, that's
tough.
That's tough, right? So you might want to just partner up with folks and say, hey, I am a Six Sigma. I do have a project management background. Let me just help you manage contractors. Let me get into that little aspect of it. Or I am an interior designer. I will happily manage contractors, and I'll paint the house myself, and I can pick out the colors, and I can do all that stuff. And most people are like, hey, man, I'm cookie cutter on that, but I'll listen.
Yeah.
I'll be like, it's got to be more than you just designing.
Right.
Right. If you want to physically come here and help out with some stuff and work on the open house and all that stuff, that's great. We'll cut you in. That's great. But you've got to bring some sort of value.
Yeah,
to
this
the
is
table.
not this is not consulting.
Yeah, I don't need any more consultants.
Got plenty of consultants.
Yeah. So you need to bring some value to it, right? Or just, hey, I've got $25,000. I can help with the gap funding if you let me come in and be, a JV partner. Great, let's go.
So you can
got a flip in Heights. Let's go right now.
Yeah, got an Airbnb. Come check it out.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
So I think that there's your financial picture. This is my financial house, and then this is my experience. When we get back from the break, we'll talk more about the process of getting money for your deals. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
Two-minute break.
Yeah,
last segment. You guys have a connection.
We do.
That is, it's not rare, but I've had it a few times in my life with another person that pick up on the making the cappuccino for the open house. I mean, it was like, shit.
It's so funny because you can picture it, right?
No, but it was like you were inside his brain and he was inside your brain. At the same time, I said, man, I've had friends real good friends that we could do that. That's real good.
I'm trying to remember my dad, and I can't remember when he said this. He's like, it sounds like, it was when we were looking at the
the apartment building. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was like, it seems like you guys have been business partners for like 15 years. He said it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time with y'all.
Yep.
It's good. 1 minute.
Hey, as long as you're entertained, Rick, that's all we're trying to do.
Rick,
here.
we just want to make you happy. That's it.
You make me laugh.
We're here for you.
Some of the things are very subtle, or they're historical references from 35 years ago. I get it.
Guys, if you're watching, if you're still hanging out there with us, please give us some likes and loves. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And please, go ahead and share this video. And if you're watching any of our old stuff, catching up, please share those as well. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the shares. Yeah, we're just wrapping up here.
So should we turn this hot tub networking into a thing?
Yes, but we should go to other people's hot tubs.
Seconds.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Special guest, and it's a
Special guest, Jason Robert, in the hot tub
in
today.
the hot tub. Hot tub podcast. Hot tub real estate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
If you don't have one, you can rent a hotel room. Bring us all.
Yeah,
in.
bring them all in. That'd be great. Welcome back. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. I like this hot tub idea because if we do it at a hotel, I bet we can get the hotel bar to bring the drinks over to the hot tub.
Possibly, yeah.
In fact, I already have a hotel in mind.
I think there's some folks listening or in our network that maybe have clubs that we can visit.
Oh, I know. We got some.
And for sure. So we'd like to come to a hot tub near you and do some networking with you. So we're going to do some hot tub networking this summer. Just let us know if you want to volunteer your hot tub, and Jason and I will come, and we'll spend
Just chill in the hot
We'll
tub.
spend 15 minutes in a hot tub because that's all that's allowed. Not allowed in for more than 15 minutes.
Really? I was in for like an hour
I know.
last night. I did that webinar for like
90
an
minutes.
hour, and my feet, I was like, geez,
Yes.
this is like raising action here.
Absolutely. So,
It was, but I felt better next day.
let us know if you want to do a little hot tub networking. We're happy. We're happy to do that.
It's so funny. Just don't be boring. Like that's my thing lately. It's like, just don't be boring. Here's another real estate seminar. No, we're going to do this from the hot tub, guys. Let's all pile in. It's warm enough. Everybody can be in the pool.
Yeah, right?
Let's get a projector up here, pound through a couple of PowerPoints.
Oh,
Let me show you how to do Airbnb.
Jeez.
Our Airbnb, the Airbnb mastermind, where we'll be going to different Airbnbs across the country, is going to be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be an absolute blast. Like, what are we fighting over? I want to say San Diego. Like, I'm just feeling San Diego right now. Think we go to San Diego first, or where do you want to go?
I don't mind going to San Diego, but it's got to be like I'm over Old Town. Like, I want to do like La Jolla, Oceanside, something like that. And if we did it in February in San Diego, we'd get a killer rate.
Could we do Coronado? I love Coronado.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
That's my spot there. I like that quote island. I like Coronado.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's pretty sweet. So
San Diego's nice, but they lack curbs.
Oh, that's right.
It's one of those things. I prefer Orange County because Orange County is like all planned development.
Yeah.
So there's curbs everywhere, and the curb gently curves.
Yeah.
Right. And I like that. I don't like where the road meets the dirt meets the lawn. Right.
Yeah.
And there's that 6 to 18 inches of just filth. It bothers me. I'm like, I don't want to live here. I don't want to have a house that has 18-inch barrier of filth around it. So I would prefer a curb.
Can I just get a curb?
Right, can I get a curb?
Just your house.
Just mine. Yeah, I just cut it in a sidewalk, right? And it'd be really perfect. And people are like, that's weird. It's like, guys.
Hey, look, we're Jersey. He's the Jersey guy. He's just got to have this curb. Why don't you give out your number again if you guys are interested in?
Yeah, well, and tomorrow we'll really talk about. Well, you'll talk about the money coaching program. It's 281-401-9008. 281-401-9008. We'd love to hear from you. We have projects we're looking for lenders on. We have classes. We JV. Whatever you guys need, just give us a text and reach out to us, and we'll get back to you.
And I promise the website will actually be up at some point.
Oh, yes.
I promise someday in the future here. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
Thanks, guys.
I like this. Margarita machine with a hot tub real estate hour. What could go wrong? Nothing. It's going to be great.
Yeah, but he's up in College Station.
He'll come down.
He's going to bring the hot tub?
Oh, that's right. You and Claire have a hot tub, Jeff, up in...
Let's do it.
I think he's shopping for a house for a personal residence last time I chatted with him. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.